Lord have mercy. I look rough. I need a haircut. Sorry about that. I had to adjust my blanket for a sec because I am sitting on a tote box, which is harder than a rock. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action. Hi, welcome back to another one of my live streams. Yeah, happy Saturday, Sunday, whichever day it is. It's Saturday today for me, so yeah, there's that. Wait. Sorry, I had to turn off my Bluetooth because I don't know why. I feel like half the time, I don't know why. Why is it that half the time my earbuds wants to connect onto here for no reason whatsoever? I don't get it. I really don't. Okay. Well, I guess before people show up, I can basically just, I guess, talk. While also having Skittles. Hi. Welcome to my live stream. How are you doing today? Sorry for the way I look. I just got off work a few hours ago, but how are you doing? How are you doing? Mwah. Skittle? Sorry, I didn't mean to be that close. How's your week? How's your week? Yeah, I can't speak English. Where are you from? I am sadly from the US. I am from the United States of America, sadly. And boy, is there a lot. How are you doing? Hi, Lori. I'm doing fine. I just got off work. My hair is currently crazy, but yeah. So how was... Yes, I sadly live in the USA, and let's just say this week, just the news alone has disappointed me and made me question if I should move out of the country. Sadly, I feel like I want to move out of the country because here's the thing though. So recently I'd seen in the news that there's been stuff like apparently there was this woman in Georgia who apparently called ISIS on a bunch of workers from Korea, and basically she was bragging about how she called ISIS on them, but apparently she thought she was a champion, but no, that woman, her name is Tori something. The woman's name is Tori. She basically is facing a lot of backlash because she did the US wrong. She did our country wrong, okay? No, it's okay if you don't speak English very well. I can't speak English well half the time. And heck, I didn't even learn English until I was like 4, apparently. Beforehand, I spoke Spanish and sign language, but I never spoke English until I was 4. But yeah, so, hi, I'm Korean. Hold on. I want to say, I have been trying to learn Korean. I have been trying. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. Um, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. um, 안녕하세요, 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 제 동, kills Inida. Am I saying that right? I'm trying to say hi, my name is Dom Kills. My Korean's not the best. I just started learning, okay? I just started learning Korean, and so far I am terrible at it, which is completely normal when I learn a new language. Because here's the thing though, whenever I learn a new language, I always try to pick it up fast, but then I just am terrible at it. Bro, can I come to the USA? You could if you want to, but I must warn you, recently there's been a lot of ice involved, so yeah. So I try to remain low. You look like Su Suungmin? I can't pronounce his name right from Stray Kids. Why are people saying I look like I could be a member of Stray Kids? I liked and subscribed. Oh, thank you very much. Mwah. Yeah, why are people? I don't know what I'm talking about, Smokey B2. I don't know what I'm talking about. People are asking me if they want to come to the US. I said, sure, you can if you want to. Someone says I look like a member of Stray Kids, which quite honestly, I don't see it because quite frankly, yeah, Stray Kids and I have, you know, and also, yeah. Hold on. Sorry, guys, because the comments are really going in fast. How old are you? I'm 24. I'm 24. So I'm 24. Hello. Can you say hello in Spanish? Hola. Hola. Me llamo Dom. Me llamo Dom. I don't know. I don't know why people are talking about World War III gonna happen. Is gonna happen soon. Quite frankly, I feel like at this point, the US might as well just. I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't know. Oh, your Spanish is so good. Thank you. What's actually interesting is that my coworkers, so I work at a hotel. I have talked about this many live streams ago, but basically, all my coworkers speak Spanish. All my coworkers speak Spanish, so pretty much I've been learning a lot of Spanish from them recently, and only because, well, you know, I want to be bilingual just in case, because we do have visitors or guests who tend to arrive here in the US at the hotel where I work at, and a lot of them are from different countries, and yeah. Yeah, and I just think I just think that, it's very nice and also it's very important because I do want to communicate with guests just in case. I mean, there were times where I had to use my phone for help, but I want to try and I want to learn a new language just so there can be better communication. How's your Saturday going, by the way? My Saturday is going pretty okay. I had a slow day at work. I had a slow day at work, and then I went to the Dollar Tree or my local dollar store and just, yeah. Are you floating? No, I'm sitting in my closet. I'm sitting on my closet on my old camping tote or camping box that I had when I would bring with me to summer camp when I was a kid. I work for US as a billing specialist. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Here's the thing though, I'm not that really into politics, and quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest, I did not vote for Trump. I did not vote for Trump. I voted for Kamala Harris. I voted for Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, okay? I admit it. I voted for Kamala Harris. Sue me. But the reason why was I thought, after the whole Trump thing when he was president and pretty much everything went to, hell, because when he did became president, it was, I mean, apparently there were some moments that were good, but then later I don't know, he started doing things that were kind of in question and were pretty much like affecting the US. And then that's when I was just like, no, 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 I can't. So then when Trump versus Kamala Harris. So here's the thing though. When Trump was trying to get back into being president again for the second term, which would pretty much be like his only term he had left, I tried desperately begging and praying, begging and praying that Kamala Harris would become president because I just thought in my mind, okay, maybe Kamala Harris. I respect the burp. Did I? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to burp. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I wanted to. I voted for Kamala Harris, guilty, but I had my reasons. And you are allowed your own opinions. You are allowed to, vote for whoever you feel you think is fitted to be president or vice president or whoever you think is more fitted for a good leadership position. But for me though, I thought that if Kamala Harris became president, then maybe something a little bit better could happen. But yeah, Trump became president, and pretty much Trump became president, and basically now everything looks like it's going down the tubes. I mean, because I like all people. Here's the thing though, I go by this little thing that I tell myself, or this little saying that was taught to me by one of my family members, and that is not to judge someone on the outside, but for who they are on the inside. So I don't really care who you are as a person or the type of features you have. I personally believe that, it's always inside you. If you are a good person, if you are a kind-hearted good person, then, I know you're a kind-hearted and good person. But if you have like an ugly heart, if you have an ugly heart, then I'm just like, bye, bye. So yeah. So yeah, I only stay I like people who care about, other people. I like all people. Top or bottom? Hmm. That is the ultimate question. Quoted by Gene Belcher. Quoted by Gene Belcher. Top or bottom? Top or bottom? Top or bottom? Quite frankly, that is the ultimate question. I don't know. If you think about it, aren't we all Gene Belcher? Well, hey, if you've seen a lot of my short videos, you know they're mostly 100% Bob's Belchers, so yeah. I can't help it. I love Bob's Belchers. I'm actually looking forward to the new season that's coming up in a few weeks. Like, I think that in this one they said that like in the first episode we're gonna be seeing like Bob and Linda Belcher in the delivery room. I think maybe having like Tina or Jean, I think. I don't know. It'll definitely, I feel like, be a very tear jerking episode. So, I mean, it's just so sweet. I just love Bob's Belchers. Bob's Burgers. Although I do have a theory that I feel like Bob Belcher might actually be bi, though. Like many others, I think. Like, I'm positive Bob Belcher is like bisexual. I have never seen that show, Adrian. Are you straight? I'm sorry to say this, but I am bisexual. I am bisexual. I've explained this many times. I am bisexual. I like women and men. It's based. But I didn't discover that until I was 20. I'm 24 now. And it's just, yeah. Okay. Anyways, so hi there, mixed martial artists? Odd? I don't, sorry. Yeah, trying anything once or twice is like, hold on. So like this one time actually, I went to this restaurant I'd never been to actually. It was this year, and I didn't post me at the restaurant, but I posted trying Korean corn dogs, although in the video I'm saying stuff like Korean hot dogs or Korean dogs, which by the way, I'm very sorry. But yeah. So basically, I tried Korean corn dogs for the first time, and yeah, they were really good. Although I haven't tried the Cheeto one yet. Are you bisexual? Yes, I am. I am bisexual. Guilty. If you don't like it, then leave. You know. But yeah, however though, why are you sorry? I don't know why I always say sorry. I think it's just because growing up, I always felt like for some reason I had to say I'm sorry for like literally the most smallest reasons. Like, I even once said, I'm sorry. Hold on. And this isn't a habit even that I continue with today. I will even say, I'm sorry to inanimate objects. Like, one time I had accidentally bumped into a shelf at a grocery store. Now, the shelf didn't have like anything on it. It was just like bare and nothing, just like nothing on the shelf. And I'd accidentally bumped into it without looking, and I said, I'm sorry. And I turned around and I realized it was a shelf. I apologized to an empty shelf. I apologize to an empty shelf, okay? Um, yeah, apologizing to inanimate objects. Even as an adult, yeah, I still say I'm sorry. I even once, hold on, one time I was just by myself at work and I was stocking up the fridge that we have in the serving area. And literally right before, like, I think it was like 10 minutes before we opened, or we had to open, or I had to open. But when I'd opened up the fridge, I had closed it and then out of nowhere, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry for closing a fridge. And here's the thing though, no one else was around. I didn't even bump into anything. I didn't even bump into anything. I didn't knock anything over. I just closed the fridge. I closed the fridge and I said, I'm sorry. I think that, I don't know why, but I think that's just like one of my very bad habits because every time, like, I don't know why, because growing up, I always felt like I should say I'm sorry like at least like 16 times a day for literally reasons that aren't even my fault. So, yeah, and that pretty much. I guess now affects me in my adult life. Do you like to work out? Yes, I do. I actually do love to work out. However, though, I don't think a lot of people know this. However, though, I don't think a lot of people who watch my live streams know this, but I do like to work out. So what I do is on my days off, I like to get up sometime around 6 o'clock, and then at seven a.m. But these are on my days off, by the way. These are on my days off. I like to get up at 6 a.m. Get out the house at 7 a.m. And basically, what I would do is I would go on runs. I'd go on runs, right? I would go on runs and I would run for a good 20, 25 minutes in my neighborhood. Then I would come back here and then I would do a workout either on my stomach, my arms, or my back and shoulders just because I'm trying to focus more on my body and like trying to be more body positive, I guess, with myself. Yeah, and I love to run because they also say like when you run, it's also kind of like one of those things that can like help you like let go of stress or something like that. Which half the time I feel like I do believe that's true because every time I go on a run in the morning with all these thoughts I have about that are just stressing me out, literally after I get done running, I'm just kind of like my stress just goes like that. It's autism. I have it too. Oh yeah, I definitely have autism. I do have autism actually. I've had autism since I was 4 years old, but I don't talk about it because growing up, here's the thing though. I don't really talk about me having autism because growing up, I was in a community where basically a lot of people were teaching their kids like autism was apparently this disease, which it's not. And every time like someone was talking about autism and it would be in crowds like when no one actually knew I had autism. So I would just try to what I did was called mask. I would mask and basically pretend like I didn't have autism. And here's the thing though, when someone was making fun of autism, I just walked away to like another room, really. I just walked away to another room because I just couldn't be bothered to deal with the fact that there were people, making fun of people who, have autism because I mean, people in that community also, here's the weird thing is they care about other mental health struggles as well, which is good. They talk about people who suffer from anxiety, ADHD, depression, schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, you name it all. But with autism, for some reason, people just want the type of people I was around they just had so much negative feelings about it. Like, not one person could come up with something positive about autism. And yeah, it was just no. Show us your muscles. I don't have muscles. I don't have muscles. I have, I guess, what you can call calves. I have good legs, but I don't think I should show that on a live stream because I am wearing shorts. I am wearing two layers shorts, but I just don't want to be, yeah. However, though, I do have an arm workout. I do have an arm workout that I have to this afternoon. So, yeah. When you, I'll try to follow you, Marky. Mark, have you ever dated a guy? Yes. I have dated a guy, and it was the most complicated relationship for me. It was the most complicated relationship for me. Not because like it was my first time, but just because like there was a lot of conflict going on. See, we were here's the thing though, it didn't even matter like if the two of us were, same sex or like even if we were different sex or same genders or different genders. I think it was just because like we just didn't really see each other, I guess, going down the same path as one another, and well, we just, you know, broke up. Was I hurt? Yes. Was he hurt? Yes. But yeah, when you go through a breakup, you have to like somehow, pick yourself back up out there. Well, pick yourself back up and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna try again. Like, and if someone's out there for me, then someone's out there for me. Did they break my heart? Yeah. However, though, apparently, though, the first time I met them, though, and this one has to be funny, or not really funny. So, when I first met them, I thought they were single, right? I thought they were single, as in, like, they didn't have someone else, they didn't have this or that, they didn't have anybody else. Nope. I found out after a month of us talking that person was apparently dating someone. And I was just like, nope, nope. Basically, I was. Yeah. Basically, thank God I got out of that situation as soon as possible because clearly he did not, they did not wanted to get caught texting someone else. And it just so happens And it just so happens I almost became a homewrecker like one of my siblings. Single, ready to mingle. I am single. I would love to mingle. I'm testing what's out there, I should say. I'm testing myself, okay? I'm testing what's out there, you know? I'm just seeing what's, out there. Like, I'm not saying like I'm putting up walls, but like I'm definitely trying and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna see this person. We're gonna see if we click. And if we don't click, then we can both just go on our ways and I'll say, well, nice meeting you, and then go on. Because I feel like that's at least like a step into whatever it is I'm doing. You are handsome. Aw, thank you, Marky Mark. Mwah. Yeah. So I'm definitely trying. Although there are some creeps out there. Excuse me. Which I'm trying not to attract because apparently that's who I attract most times because I don't know why. Don't let it go to your head. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna try to get too much in my head. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna try to get it too into my head. Like, because here's the thing though, I'm 24, okay? I'm 24. I've got plenty of time to do whatever it is I want to do, like in the dating world. And, if I find someone, then I find someone. And I think it's only just because, like, I am just in, I'm just in my own little world of like trying to figure out like what's out there for me, like who I would love to be with one day. Are you religious? I definitely do keep God in my heart, but I'm not crazy religious because I've already explained this in like a live stream many weeks ago or many months ago. But basically, I grew up how religion, specifically, I was torn between two different religions. I was torn between one that was my actual family on my father's side's religion, which is Lutheran, and then then the other part was Baptist, which was my mother's husband's family's religion. And are you Mormon? No, I'm not Mormon. I am not Mormon. Nope, I'm not Mormon. But anyways, So yeah, so my stepfather's family's Baptist, and that's what my mother married into. And my biological family, on my biological father's side, is Lutheran. I was baptized Lutheran, and I went to Lutheran church when I was a kid. But then when my parents divorced, and then years later they got different partners, um, yeah, I basically was being taken from one church to another every Sunday. Hello there, Looney. How are you doing today? Hmm. I don't know why, but for some reason I felt like I was betraying one religion for another, or I felt like I was insinuating that this religion isn't for me, and I guess some people thought I was mocking that religion, meaning that I wasn't going to this church, believing that I shouldn't be a Baptist or going here and or because I wanted to go to the church where pretty much I had grown up around, which was the Lutheran church. But then when I left the Lutheran church, basically, and went to the Baptist church, I would end up feeling like I was betraying my own Lutheran heritage, I guess you could say, or not heritage, Lutheran bloodline. I think that's the word. I don't know. So yeah, so that's basically what I'm saying is I basically grew up with like two separate religions, and both of them pretty much messed me up. Meaning that I had no idea which religion like I was supposed to go down, or I don't know, I was being torn between two. And here's the thing though, I do keep God in my heart, okay? I do keep God in my heart, but I think the main problem just stems from like being, because I was a teenager when this was all happening, by the way. I was like 13, 14, 15 years old, where I was being told or torn between like two religions, one that I was baptized in and one that I had to figure out a way to like incorporate into my life. And honestly though, it just became too much for me, to the point when I did turn 18. I remember when I did turn 18, I stayed home and I was just like, okay, it's my birthday. I'm just gonna stay home. It's a Sunday. I understand, but I'm just gonna stay home. And basically, I contemplated what exactly am I gonna do now. So yeah. So now I just have God in my heart, really. I have God in my heart, and that's all. And so far, that has worked for me. That has worked for me. It has. And maybe um, one day I would like to maybe go back to a church, but like years from now. Maybe, I don't know, years from now, just because I feel like, yeah, but like maybe when I had a kid or something. I don't know why. I feel like I would want, if in the future, if I ever did have a kid, if I ever did have a kid in the future, I would most likely definitely want to, um, I would definitely want to teach my child, this is our family's bloodline religion. You know, I don't fully understand it myself, but you know what? This is what it means to be Lutheran. This is what at least I understand. Do you lean towards more women or men, or just both, no preferred preference? Basically anybody that I feel like I feel connected to, and you know, who also wants to share uh somewhat of a similar future as me. I say somewhat because obviously we'd want two separate things, obviously not to be the same, but you know, I would like to one day, you know, be with someone and, you know, have our own place, have like a house, and somewhere down the line get married to them, um, have a kid. Because I feel, I don't know why, I do feel like I would like to have a kid one day. I don't mind. Really though, my preferred preference on how many kids I would want One would be my minimum, two would be my max. Okay? I kid not. No. More than two, I might as well not leave the hospital. Because here's the thing though. I grew up with so many siblings, so much craziness that even my own parents and their spouse, whoever we were with or whoever I was with, um, yeah, trying to wrangle like five, seven kids at once, that's just like nope. Nah. If I ever did have kids one day, one or two, that's it. I don't mind one or two. That is it. Okay? I don't want three. I don't want four. I don't want five. I don't want 10. I do not want 10. Okay? Two is perfectly enough for me. And even one. One can even be perfectly fine. But yeah. One or two kids, that's it. That's one of the things I'd also like. Also, I don't know why, but I feel like I would definitely like to, you know, see us working as like a good team, a good partnership throughout it all. Honestly, though, I just want a person to share a life with, and yeah, how many? How m- yeah, how many kids I said I wanted one or two. I'm not doing three, I'm not doing four, I'm not doing five, I'm not doing six. I'm not doing more than that. It's one or two, that's it. Because I feel like that's like very simple, you know? That's very simple. One kid, two parents, that's good. Okay? One kid, one parent, that's also fine. One, two parents, two kids, that I feel like could actually work out because one parent could take care of the one kid or handle the one kid while the other one handles the other kid. Yeah. However, though, yeah, I just, like I said, maybe someday in the future I see myself having a kid, but yeah, only time can tell. Because I feel like I would make an okay parent. I don't know where this is even coming from. Um, me thinking about having children. I think it's just mainly that everyone else around me, around my age, like most of my friends and some family members that are around my age are like already are already married or even having a kid or just expecting their second kid right now. Actually, one of my cousins is him and his fiance are apparently about to have a second kid. I'm not going to say their names on here just for like privacy reasons, but I will say this though, they're about to have their second kid, and wow, that thing looks like they're gonna be coming into this world any day now. Because yeah, so my cousin said that his child was gonna be born next month. So yeah. I pray that my cousin though, because here's the thing though, my cousin and his fiance pretty much they already have a kid, so they they pretty much and their kid's already three. Their kid's already 3 years old, so sorry about the glitch. For some reason I got an alert. Yeah, so their kid's already three, or about to be three, and now they're gonna have another one, and I feel like they're just doing what they can. They're good parents. I'll just say that. They're good parents. I like your crystal. Thank you. I've been wearing this more lately, and I've already explained how the more I wear this, the more it makes me feel, I don't know, just like having more good vibes because God knows I need it. God knows I need good vibes, especially for tomorrow for work. Because and here's the thing though, work though recently has been a little slow on the weekends. The last time we had anything crazy was during Labor Day weekend, and I explained that in like a live stream a few weeks ago about how Labor Day weekend pretty much wiped me out. Both wiped It wiped out both me and my coworker. And here's the thing though, he had Friday. He works Fridays, Saturday. No, wait. He works Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So he had that Friday. He had that Friday where everyone's coming in at the hotel. And I had the Monday, which was actually Labor Day, by myself. And I got to see people depart. And pretty much I was just like, that, yeah, that was not my good day. Let's just say that wasn't my good day. So yeah, so ever since I started wearing this, I've just been trying to think more positive. Hello there, two scene 123. Can you flex? Boom. I flexed. That was just I'm sorry. Yeah, I have an arm workout that I have to do later today. So, yeah, so hopefully, because I'm trying to gain muscle in my arms. My legs, I'm okay with. I don't know why. With my legs, I'm okay with. It's because I always ran. I've been running since I was 14. So, really, my legs are like good and okay. It's just my upper body, my torso that I gotta work on more. So, yeah, pray for me. Let's see. No. No, because I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get banned for. Where do you stand politically? Don't. I don't do politics. Politics. I don't know, because politics are just too crazy right now. Especially with everything going on. Like how I explained earlier that some woman from Georgia named. I forget her name. But I think that's good because that woman, I feel like what she did was very wrong because not only did she call ICE on so many innocent workers who weren't even there, from what I've been told or understood, weren't even there to actually work in the building. They were constructing, meaning they were actually building the building. They weren't actually going to work in the building. They were building the building. And now, because of her actions, she's actually costing jobs in that area where she's at. She's actually causing jobs. Were they illegal? No, they weren't. They weren't illegal. They were there, from what I've understood, they were there on business. So pretty much they had like, I guess what you can say was, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what you call it. Um, I think it was like a business temporary. I want to say something like, I don't know. But all I understood is they weren't there illegally because they were going back. Work visa. Yes, a work visa. That's what I should have said. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. So apparently they were there on a work visa. They were there on a work visa and they were mainly just there to work. And then afterwards they were going to like fly back to Korea, I believe. They were just going to fly back to Korea and just, But apparently, this woman down in Georgia thought that apparently they were trying to steal our jobs. No, they were there to do a job building the building to offer jobs, okay? They were construction workers and they were gonna be provide building something, um building a warehouse to provide jobs. And I feel like that woman from Georgia is just straight up terrible. I feel like that woman is just straight up terrible. I don't know why I said was. I don't know why I sound like I was gonna say was. No, she is terrible. And what makes it worse, this woman also wants to apparently run for Congress. No, no thanks. You ain't getting my vote. After what you did, congratulations. What you did costing everyone jobs there. Yeah, I don't think you want to be going around saying that you are going to elect yourself to be on Congress. She thought she was, obviously, I think that's what she thought in her mind. She thought she was helping out until she got the whole backlash. And honestly, though, I can only imagine like the realization like dawning on her that what she did not only affecting innocent people who were working on that building, she also affected the many jobs there down in Georgia, where, as we all know, the employment, you know, a lot of people getting jobs nowadays, it's harder to get than, we can all imagine. But with how things are going with that, with something like that, then trust me when I say I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of people with, you know, jobs, where they can, because a lot of people do need money. They need money to pay for a lot of stuff, pay for very necessary things. And what this woman did was just terrible. And I hope to God that one day she realizes, she and the many other people out there in that world, out in this world, okay, realizes that what she's done is inexcusable. She has no reasons to just sit on her butt talking to a screen, trying to explain her side of the story when she's just making herself out to be much worse than she already is. I personally believe that that woman does not deserve, like, obviously, I wouldn't, honestly, I would not want anyone to send anyone hate. And that's not what I'm trying to ask either. But yeah, I do hope that if this woman decides to run for Congress, please do not vote for her. Please just not even like talk to her. Don't even like acknowledge her presence. I feel like that's what we can do with most people we don't like or we see as like very bad seeds. All we can do now is just ignore people like that. We can just try to ignore them. But we all know the damage can pretty much that has been done, and we can just try our best. But as of right now, yeah. Do you play sports? Yes, I do. Well, I've been trying to get into a few sports lately, because I just suck. I just suck at sports in general. Basically any sport that involves a ball. Yeah, so I've been trying to do volleyball lately, and that's pretty much it. What time is it where you are at? It is, hold on. Oh wow, it's 4:14 where I'm at. So pretty soon I have to get off live here because, excuse me, I have to wake up in 12 hours for work. Because that's what my job does. I have to show up at work at 5 and work up until noon, which is a good, I guess you can say, good 7 hours. I guess. But yeah. What is your job? I'm a breakfast attendant at a hotel. I've been doing it for over a year now, a year and a half now, and so far the job is pretty cool. So you're on the East Coast? Yes, I live in a state alongside the East Coast. It is we have our good days, we have our bad days, and whenever it's hurricane season, we pray that we take shelter and try not to get taken away by the sea, get taken away by the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. Nope, I don't live in Florida, but maybe you can try again the next time I go live tomorrow. So, yeah, because like I said, however, though, I am gonna be getting off live here soon. So, yeah, I'm having a Skittle, by the way. It's a mixed one. Yeah. Shout out from North Carolina. Oh my God, you finally found the state I live in. Or maybe you didn't. Hello there, William. Have a great day. Taste the rainbow. I will. Yes, I live in North Carolina, but that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Well, anyways, yeah, I do, however, do have to get off live here. But yeah, I do want to say I am gonna be live again tomorrow, so make sure you hit the bell notification or hit the alarm button so you can be notified when I go live tomorrow, so you don't miss a chance to, well, I guess chat and we can talk about what's going on. Yeah. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and yeah, make sure you also like the live stream just in case. And I will try to follow you, Marky Boy. I don't know who Marky Boy is. Marky Mark? Okay. I'll try to follow you as best I can. Okay? If I follow you, I'll follow you. Okay? I promise. But yeah, to anyone else who's watching, thank you again for watching my live stream, and I will see you all tomorrow. So, like I said, don't forget to turn on that alarm button, and also don't forget to subscribe and like the live stream if you'd like to. Okay? Well, with all said and done, thank you again so much, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay? Mwah. Bye. Mwah. Just one more kiss. Mwah. Bye.